A few people have asked me recently if where they could buy the audiobook version of my first novel, The Weather Inside, which is very sweet. I don't know why suddenly people are asking me for this, but it's very nice. And my answer is you can't because Audible has not approached me. My book is through a small press who I love, an amazing press, but it's, we're not Random Penguin or whatever that company is called. Small press, small budgets. So, no, I don't have an audiobook, but I think audiobooks are fun. I like podcasts. I like talking. I like hearing people talk. I like books, so it would be great to have one. So, I don't know. I'm just going to mess around and I'm going to record a little snippet of my first book, The Weather Inside, and just see how that goes. Before I do that, though, there are two things that I'm very fearful of in this whole process, and that is sounding like I'm speaking in something referred to as quote unquote poet voice, which is that over exaggerated sort of read that a lot of authors are guilty of. The first time I heard this, my friend Erin Bedford mentioned it, and I've just been very self conscious of it ever since. The second thing is burping while reading because I just ate lunch. So I'm going to try and avoid both of those things while I read. Wish me luck and let's cross our fingers. Chapter 1. Henry and I have been married 1 year, but we've been in love for at least 6,000, back when dinosaurs and man roamed the earth together. When I'm trying to be romantic, I rest my chin on Henry's collarbone and whisper our origin story. Remember when that pterodactyl stole your hat? When I chased him through the lava field, hiked up the plates of that stegosaurus? A 1 year anniversary is extra special, so we're trying to do it in the shower. We tried other places first. On the wingback chair, my horrible rug, the IKEA Bjorken table. Never the bed, though. Henry knows not to bother with the bed anymore. So 3 minutes ago, he picked me up like a sack of rocks, twisting a knot into his back, and plopped me down in the shower. It's not going well. I've been standing in the same spot for too long. The water is pelting the back of my neck and hurting me like I didn't know water could. I complain, so Henry toggles the head to massage. The water still stings, only now at a predictable pulse. I know when the pang is coming and where it will hit, and I brace for it. I can't focus, I can't relax, and because of his knotted back, Henry is having trouble holding me up against the black and white checkered tile wall, which is what he needs to do. If this is going to work, Henry is going to have to be the strong one. That checkered tile wall is posing another problem. It's incomplete, a failure at everything a wall is supposed to be. Separate, define, delineate, conceal. This wall does none of that because of a maddening half-inch gap between it and the ceiling that the landlord refuses to fix. Something about failing lathe bases and key strength? It would cost him thousands, he says, which we are not worth. I tried to repair it when I first moved in, bought caulking at Home Depot, loaded the gun, cut the tip off the tube, and pulled the trigger. A pleasing flow of wet, messy silicone snaked out. When the length of the gap was filled, I licked my thumb and dragged it along. The seal was perfect, so I left it to dry. I felt like what a man must feel like most days, making a mess, then smoothing it over and walking away. By the next morning, though, the caulking had separated from the ceiling and dripped down the wall. Our neighbor, Canadian Idol champ Billy Pfeiffer, must have showered, the chemical runoff of his Axe body wash, turning the unset silicone into a leaking paste. I should have said something to him, warned him. Maybe I will today. Put a stop to the war of our shampoos when they meet in the crack. The tarry punch of my medicinal scalp treatment versus Billy Pfeiffer's Old Spice musk. Or maybe I'll give up and accept that some holes are just impossible to fill. Sounds pass through the crack too, the noises of our most private moments, like right now, when I moan that this shower sex isn't working, when Henry says, maybe it would if you took off your bra and underwear and hiking sandals, when I sob against the tile, when Henry crashes out and slams the door, when I leap from the shower to try to lock the door, even though there's only living room light and Henry's tense bum shining through the hole where the lock used to be. Henry took a screwdriver to the lock when I moved in. Said it was broken, used to trap him inside without warning, so he pried it out for my safety. I still reach for a lock, though. It's instinctual. A little button I can press or a dial I can turn, clicking me inside and out of reach. Henry took the only clean towel, so the tracks I make to him are slippery. He slouched on the futon and drying the crevices behind his ears with intention, as if crevices matter. I join him, sit close to him, closer, snuggle on his lap, graft my limbs onto his like a new kind of tree. He's warm from the shower and the anger, and now me. I am 3/4 naked, more naked than Henry has ever seen me in the daylight, but he looks me in the eye. Happy anniversary, he says, and I smile and nod. We've been lying to each other for 6,000 years. That was chapter 1 from my book from 2016, The Weather Inside. That was me reading it while the dehumidifier was on, which is kind of noisy, sorry about that, and while also, ironically, my diffuser was on, which spews humid air into the room. So I've got, yeah, I don't know, that's not very smart to have both. They sort of cancel each other out. But anyways, I hope that read was fun for you as a listener. If you have not already read my book, maybe it makes you want to read the book. If you have not read my book, maybe it made you not want to read my book, but it was fun. Thanks for listening.